right, getting ready for a Beverages Specialized Seller interview and want to, like, totally ace it.
Yeah, it's a pretty competitive field.
Well, we've got a ton of resources from RoleCatcher to help us kind of break it all down.
It's like having a career coach right there in your pocket. Career guides, sample interview questions.
They even have AI to help you tailor your responses.
Which is amazing.
So let's dive in.
Okay.
What's the buzz about this job anyway? Like, what makes it so special?
It's way more than just like your average retail gig.
Right.
You're not just selling, a product. You're like a beverage expert, a guy, a curator,
Okay.
So think like craft beers, fine wines, exotic teas.
Or the go-to person.
You're passionate about it, and you share that knowledge with the customers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and the industry is kind of trending towards like these specialized shops and products.
So niche.
Niche, unique, exactly.
Okay.
Customers are really thirsty for knowledge and high-quality beverages these days.
I like that.
Yeah.
So let's get down to like the nitty-gritty of the interview prep.
Okay, yeah.
RoleCatcher has a huge library of practice questions, over 120,000.
Wow, that's a lot.
But we're gonna zero in on the one specifically for the Beverages Specialized Seller.
Sounds good.
So first up is, can you describe your experience in the beverage industry? Pretty straightforward, right?
It seems simple, but they want to know that you really get the industry.
Okay.
Even if you haven't worked in like a specialized shop before, highlight any related experience. Like, have you done customer service,
Right.
retail?
Okay, yeah, I've done a bit of that.
Have you ever like volunteered at a wine tasting, anything like that?
Oh yeah, actually I helped out at a friend's brewery once.
See, perfect.
So even if it's not directly selling like fancy wines or craft beers, anything where I had to like talk to customers, handle transactions, learn about different products, that can be valuable.
Absolutely. The key is to focus on like transferable skills. Did you have to learn about different coffee beans as a barista? Did you excel at like upselling desserts at a restaurant?
Yeah, I guess I did.
Those are the things that show you can learn about products and engage customers.
That's a relief.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got my transferable skills highlighted. What kind of follow-up questions could they ask to kind of dig a little deeper?
They might ask about a specific customer interaction that you found particularly challenging or rewarding.
Yeah.
They might ask you about a time you had to learn about a new product quickly, or they could even ask, like, what aspect of the beverage industry interests you the most?
Okay, so be ready to tell a story or two about my past experiences and make sure those stories highlight my passion and skills.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. What's next?
Okay, get ready for this one. What are some of the challenges you faced in selling beverages, and how did you overcome them?
Okay.
Now, everyone faces challenges, especially in sales, but it's how you handle them that really matters. Did you ever have to deal with a difficult customer, someone who's unhappy with their purchase? Maybe a time when you had to learn about a new product line really quickly to answer customer questions?
Oh, I've definitely had some grumpy customers in my time.
That's what they want to hear. Everyone, things like dealing with those difficult customers we talked about, keeping up with industry trends. Use those insights to your advantage.
Okay, so I've got my stories ready about overcoming challenges.
Good.
What about staying up to date on all the latest trends? I bet they'll ask about that too.
You're on the right track. Expect a question like, how do you stay up to date on industry trends and new products?
Yeah.
They want to know that you're passionate and proactive.
So I can't just say, I scroll through Instagram.
Right. You need to be more specific.
Okay.
Think about industry publications, websites, podcasts you follow.
Okay.
Do you attend any trade shows or workshops? Maybe you follow industry experts on social media. The more specific, the better.
Got it.
And here's another pro tip from RoleCatcher. They list some relevant organizations like the International Union of Food, Agricultural, Hotel, Restaurant, Catering, Tobacco, and Allied Workers Associations.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
But mentioning organizations like that shows I would really plug into the industry, right?
Yeah. It really does. And it shows you understand like the global nature of the beverage world.
Okay, I'm taking notes. So I've covered my experience, the challenges I face, how I stay up to date. What other kinds of questions should I be prepared for?
Let's talk about negotiating pricing with customers. This is where you really show your sales skills and your ability to handle kind of delicate situations.
Right.
So imagine a customer is hesitant about the price of a particular bottle of wine.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
How would you approach that conversation?
Well, I wouldn't just slash the price.
Right.
It's about finding a win-win, right? Maybe highlight the unique qualities of that wine or suggest a similar bottle at a slightly lower price point.
Exactly. You're showing you can communicate the value, understand the customer's budget, and offer solutions.
Right?
Think of specific examples you can share that show off your negotiation skills.
Okay, I'm starting to get the hang of this. It's all about connecting my experiences to the skills they're looking for.
You got it.
What other challenging situations might they ask about?
Okay, imagine this. A customer comes in and is clearly having a bad day.
Oh, no.
They're upset about something, maybe even taking it out on you. How would you handle that?
Right.
Remember, they're not just looking for someone who knows about beverages.
Right.
They're looking for someone who can handle the emotional roller coaster of customer service.
I've definitely dealt with my fair share of grumpy customers.
That's good experience.
Yeah.
It's about staying calm, being empathetic, and finding a resolution that, keeps the customer happy but also protects the business.
Totally. Sometimes you got to go above and beyond, even if it means like offering a refund or exchange, even if it's not technically required.
Exactly. It's about maintaining that positive customer experience.
Okay, I'm ready to put on my therapist hat and turn that frown upside down.
That's the spirit. So let's shift gears a bit and talk about building and maintaining customer relationships.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's career guides, they really emphasize how crucial this is in a specialized beverage shop.
Right, it's not just a transaction.
Exactly. These customers are looking for more. They want to become like regulars,
Yeah, they want the experience.
Yeah, it's about becoming a trusted advisor, someone who can guide them through the world of fine wines or craft beers or exotic teas.
Yeah, almost like a club for beverage enthusiasts.
Exactly. Now think about how you'd answer this question. How do you build and maintain relationships with customers?
Okay.
Don't just say, be friendly and helpful. Like,
right.
What specific strategies would you use, in this particular setting?
Okay, let me see.
Yeah.
I would talk about going the extra mile to learn about their tastes and preferences.
Okay. Good.
Maybe keeping notes on their favorite wines or suggesting new craft beers based on their past purchases.
Yeah, I like that.
I could even host like tasting events or create a loyalty program to reward repeat customers.
Those are excellent ideas. You're showing that you're not just focused on making that sale. You're invested in helping them discover new favorites and creating a sense of community.
It ties back to that idea of being like a beverage expert, a guide, a curator.
Exactly, not just a salesperson.
Right.
Now, let's add another layer to this. RoleCatcher's insights highlight the importance of collaboration, especially as you move into those more senior roles.
So working effectively with other departments like marketing or operations to achieve those sales goals.
Right, but how does that relate to customer relationships? It seems like a bit of a jump.
Yeah, it does.
It's all connected. Think about it. If you're working in a specialized beverage shop, you're the eyes and ears on the ground. You're interacting with customers every day, gathering valuable feedback on their preferences, what they're looking for, what's missing.
So I'm like a customer insight ninja.
Exactly.
Feeding that information back to the marketing team so they can create better promotions.
Right.
Or maybe I'm giving feedback to the buyers.
Yeah.
So they can stock products that customers actually want.
Exactly. You become a valuable asset to the entire business, bridging that gap between what the customer wants and what the company offers.
Okay, so when they ask, how do you collaborate with other departments?
Yeah.
I need to have a concrete example ready.
Right.
Highlighting how I've used those customer insights to drive positive change.
Precisely. And don't forget to mention how you communicated effectively, built consensus, found those win-win solutions. Remember, they're looking for someone who can work as part of a team.
Well, this is all great stuff. I'm feeling much more prepared to tackle those challenging interview questions.
That's good.
But let's be honest, some of them can be really intimidating, especially when you're trying to showcase your leadership skills.
Yeah, I get it.
Do you have any tips for those?
RoleCatcher's AI-powered feedback feature can be really helpful in preparing for those tougher questions.
Well,
let's say you're asked to describe a time when you had to adapt to a changing market or industry trend.
Okay.
You might have a decent story, but you're not sure if it really shows your adaptability and strategic thinking. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze your practice answer and give you feedback on its, clarity, relevance, even tone.
So it's like having a personal interview coach in my pocket.
It really is.
That's incredible. So it's not just about having the right experience. It's about being able to to articulate it in a way that really resonates.
You got it.
And RoleCatcher can help me do that.
It can even suggest specific details to add or ways to rephrase your answer to make it even better.
Okay, I'm definitely going to check out this AI magic.
You should.
But even with all the prep in the world, sometimes things don't go according to plan in an interview.
That's true.
What's the best way to handle those unexpected moments?
Remember, it's okay to pause, take a breath, gather your thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
If a question kind of throws you off guard, don't be afraid to ask for clarification.
It shows you're listening, you're committed to giving a thoughtful response.
So it's perfectly fine to say, could you rephrase that? Or can you give me an example?
Absolutely. And if you stumble over your words or get flustered, don't panic. Just acknowledge it. Take a moment and get back on track.
It sounds like the key is to be prepared, but also to be flexible and adaptable.
Exactly. And that's a valuable skill in any job, especially in a dynamic field like the beverage industry.
Okay, so we've talked about building relationships, collaborating with other departments, even handling those curveball questions.
Right.
What other insights does RoleCatcher offer that can help me, stand out from the crowd?
RoleCatcher highlights a question that often stumps candidates. How do you prioritize your sales activities and target potential customers?
Oh, yeah.
This is where you show your strategic thinking
Okay.
and your understanding of the market. You need to show that you can analyze your customer base, understand their needs, and tailor your approach. Because in a specialized shop, you can't just treat everyone the same, right?
Exactly. You need to be able to read the room and adjust your strategy based on, who walks in the door.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Think about the different types of customers who might come in. You might have seasoned connoisseurs looking for rare vintages, casual drinkers exploring new craft beers, or even corporate clients seeking gifts.
Okay, yeah.
How would you prioritize your time and attention when faced with such a diverse clientele?
That's a great point. I definitely want to assess each customer's needs and level of interest before, diving into a detailed explanation.
Okay, good.
Maybe I could mention using a CRM system to keep track of customer interactions, or how I'd prioritize assisting customers who seem like ready to make a purchase.
Excellent examples. Those demonstrate that you're thinking strategically and not just reacting to whoever's in front of you.
Right.
And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can help you refine your answer, make sure you're highlighting those key skills.
This is all incredibly helpful. I'm feeling much more confident and prepared to tackle my interview.
That's what we like to hear.
But I think we both know that even with the best preparation, there's one thing that can really make or break an interview: confidence.
You're absolutely right. You can have all the knowledge and skills in the world, but if you don't project confidence, it won't matter.
Okay, but how do I project confidence when I'm feeling anything but confident?
Remember, you've made it this far in the process. The company sees something special in you, something that made them want to interview you. So take a deep breath. Remind yourself of your accomplishments and let your passion shine through.
So it's about owning my experience, showcasing my skills, and letting my enthusiasm for beverages take center stage.
Exactly, and RoleCatcher can help you with that too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, their AI can analyze your practice answers and provide feedback not just on the content but also on your tone and delivery.
So it can tell if I sound hesitant or unsure, or if I'm using filler words too much.
Exactly. It's like having a personal stylist for your interview persona.
Okay.
It helps you, refine your presentation and make sure you're putting your best foot forward.
This is amazing. I'm starting to feel like I could walk into any interview and blow them away.
That's the attitude.
But before we get carried away with visions of interview grandeur,
Yeah.
I know there's one more topic we need to cover. Let's talk about what happens after the interview.
You're right. The interview isn't the end of the journey. It's just the beginning.
Okay.
And RoleCatcher has some great resources to help you navigate that post-interview phase.
Okay, tell me more. What kind of things should I be thinking about?
First and foremost, follow-up. Sending a thank you note is essential.
Okay.
But it's not just about expressing gratitude.
Wow.
It's another opportunity to reiterate your interest, highlight key points from the interview, even address any questions or concerns that came up.
So it's about staying top of mind.
Exactly.
Reinforcing those positive impressions.
Right. And RoleCatcher has has templates and tips to help you craft the perfect thank you note. They also offer resources on salary negotiation, which can be a tricky conversation to navigate.
That's a huge one. I'm always nervous about salary negotiations.
It's understandable, but it's important to go into those conversations prepared.
Right.
RoleCatcher can help you, research industry benchmarks, understand your worth, and develop a strategy for negotiating a salary that reflects your skills and experience.
This is fantastic. It's like having a career coach and a salary negotiator all rolled into one.
And don't forget, they also have tools to help you evaluate job offers, compare benefits packages, and make informed decisions about your career path.
Wow, they really do offer a holistic approach to career management.
They do.
But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to circle back to something we touched on earlier, the importance of passion and enthusiasm.
Absolutely. You can have all the right answers, the perfect resume, but if you're not genuinely excited about the work, it will show.
So it's not just about selling beverages. It's about sharing your love, your knowledge, creating those memorable experiences, helping people discover the perfect drink for every occasion.
Beautifully said. That's the kind of passion that'll make you stand out and land that dream job.
This has been incredibly helpful. I'm feeling much more confident and prepared to tackle my interview. But before we move on to part 3, is there anything else you want to add?
Just one final thought. Remember that every interview is a two-way street.
Oh.
You're not just trying to impress the interviewer, you're also trying to figure out if the company is the right fit for you.
That's such an important point. It's easy to get caught up in the pressure and forget that you have choices too.
Exactly. So ask thoughtful questions, get a sense of the company culture, make sure it aligns with your values and goals. You want to find a place where you can not only excel but thrive and feel fulfilled.
I love that. So it's not just about getting a job. It's about finding the right opportunity to grow and develop your passion for the beverage world.
Precisely. And with a little preparation, a dash of confidence, and a sprinkle of AI magic from RoleCatcher, you can find the perfect match for your skills and aspirations.
All right, welcome back to the deep dive, where we're helping you navigate the sometimes tricky world of job hunting.
Yeah, it can be a real jungle out there.
We've covered a lot of ground already, prepping for those common interview questions. Understanding what it really means to be a Beverages Specialized Seller.
Right. It's more than just a job title.
And we even talked about how AI can give you that extra edge.
Technology is pretty amazing these days.
But there's one more crucial aspect we need to discuss, and it's not just about answering questions correctly.
No, it's not just about getting the right answers.
It's about making a lasting impression.
Yeah, you want to stand out, you want to be memorable.
Okay, so it's not enough to just be knowledgeable and prepared. I need to bring that extra something special.
Exactly. RoleCatcher's insights, they really emphasize the importance of demonstrating genuine interest in the company you're interviewing with.
So not just showing that I love beverages, but I'm passionate about their beverages, their brand, their approach.
Precisely. Go beyond the basics. Visit their website, check out their social media, read any press releases or articles about them.
Okay.
Maybe even visit one of their shops if possible.
So I'm not just a fan of natural wines. I'm a fan of their commitment to biodynamic practices.
Right, yeah.
Their focus on small batch producers.
Yeah.
Their unique selection of orange wines.
Now you're talking. That level of detail, it shows you've done your research and you're genuinely interested in what they do.
Yeah, it's like the difference between saying, I like music, and I love the way this band blends jazz and funk with a touch of psychedelic rock.
Exactly. That specificity, it makes you stand out, shows you're not just going through the motions.
Okay, so I've done my research. I'm ready to impress them with my in-depth knowledge. What else can I do to leave that positive, lasting impression?
RoleCatcher suggests preparing some thoughtful questions to ask the interviewer.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, an interview is a two-way street.
Right.
It's an opportunity for you to assess whether this company is the right fit for you.
Oh, right. I always forget that it's not just about them grilling me.
Yeah, it's a conversation.
I should be interviewing them too.
Exactly. And asking insightful questions is a great way to do that.
Okay.
Avoid generic questions like, what's the company culture like?
Whoa.
Or what are the opportunities for growth?
So what kind of questions should I be asking?
Think about what you learned through your research. Maybe you read about a new initiative they're launching or a partnership they formed. Ask them about those things.
So something like, I read about your new line of cold brew coffees. infused with adaptogenic herbs. Can you tell me more about that?
Perfect. Or maybe I notice you're partnering with a local distillery to create a signature cocktail. What inspired that collaboration?
Those are great. Those questions show I've done my homework,
Yeah.
and I'm genuinely interested in their business. It's not just about getting a job. It's about finding a company whose values and vision align with mine.
You've got it. And those thoughtful questions can spark a much more engaging and memorable conversation.
Okay, I'm feeling much more confident about the question asking portion, but let's be honest, interviews can be nerve-wracking. How do I project confidence even when I'm feeling like a bundle of nerves?
Remember, you've made it to the interview stage. They see something in you. Take a deep breath. Remind yourself of your accomplishments and channel your passion for beverages.
It's about owning my experience, showcasing my skills, and letting my enthusiasm shine through.
Exactly. And this is where RoleCatcher's AI can be incredibly helpful.
Oh, yeah.
Their AI can analyze your practice answers and provide feedback not just on the content, but also on your tone and delivery.
Wait, really? It can tell if I sound hesitant or unsure?
You bet. It can even analyze your body language. If you use their video practice feature, it's like having a personal coach helping you, refine your presentation.
Wow, technology is amazing. I'm starting to feel like I could walk into any interview and ace it.
That's the spirit.
But even with all the prep in the world, sometimes unexpected things happen.
That's true.
What if I get thrown a curveball question or I completely blank on something?
Yeah, it happens to the best of us. The key is not to panic, acknowledge the situation, take a moment to gather your thoughts, and then refocus.
So it's okay to say something like, "That's a great question. Let me think about that for a moment."
Absolutely. Or if you need clarification, don't hesitate to ask. It shows you're actively listening and engaged.
I'm starting to realize that a lot of this comes down to mindset.
Yeah.
It's about being prepared, but also being adaptable and confident in my abilities.
Exactly. And those are valuable qualities in any career, especially in a fast-paced, ever-evolving field like the beverage industry.
We've covered so much ground in this deep dive. I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective on the job search process.
It's not just about finding a job, it's about finding the right opportunity to grow and develop your passion.
And with the right tools and resources like those offered by RoleCatcher, anyone can navigate the job search with confidence and land their dream role.
So to all our listeners out there, cheers to your success. May your interviews be filled with insightful questions, genuine connections, and of course, a shared passion for all things beverages.
And remember, the job search is a journey, not a destination. Enjoy the process, embrace the challenges, and never stop learning.
We'll be back next week with another deep dive into a fascinating career path. Until then, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep raising the bar.
Cheers to that.